Hello. Nice to see you today. Welcome back to our channel. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, okay? Thank you. We really appreciate that. I have a question for you. What is the domestic electrical voltage in your country? Just leave the answer in the comments below. So, let's start. In this video, we will talk about the general hazards and control measures related to electrical installations. The major hazards associated with electricity are electrical shock and fire. Electrical shock occurs when the body becomes part of the electric circuit, either when an individual comes in contact with both wires of an electrical circuit, one wire of an energized circuit and the ground, or a metallic part that has become energized by contact with an electrical conductor. Electrical accidents are the second cause of death in the workplace. Electrical hazards come in a variety of forms, but all have the potential to cause serious injury. Common types of electrical hazard include
contact with live wires resulting in electric shock and burns, fires due to faulty wiring, exposed electrical parts, ignition of fires or explosions due to electrical contact with potentially flammable or explosive materials, inadequate wiring, improper grounding, sometimes caused by workers deliberately removing the ground pin on an electric plug to fit a two-prong extension cord, interaction with overhead power lines, damaged wire insulation, causing electrical conductors to make contact with each other, tools, or a worker's body, overloaded circuits, wet conditions.
There are various ways of protecting people from the hazards caused by electricity, including insulation, guarding, grounding, and electrical protective devices. Users can significantly reduce electrical hazards by following some basic precautions.
Inspect wiring of equipment before each use. Replace damaged or frayed electrical cords immediately. Use safe work practices every time electrical equipment is used. Know the location and how to operate shutoff switches and/or circuit breaker panels. Use these devices to shut off the equipment in the event of a fire or electrocution. Limit the use of extension cords. Use only for temporary operations and then only for short periods of time. In all other cases, request installation of a new electrical outlet. Multi-plug adapters must have circuit breakers or fuses. Place exposed electrical conductors behind shields, such as those sometimes used with electrophoresis devices. Minimize the potential for water or chemical spills on or near electrical equipment.
Insulation.
All electrical cords should have sufficient insulation to prevent direct contact with wires. It is particularly important to check all cords before each use, since corrosive chemicals or solvents may erode the insulation. Damaged cords should be repaired or taken out of service immediately, especially in wet environments such as cold rooms and near water baths.
Any of the following circumstances require that the user immediately take the equipment out of service.
Experiencing shocks, even mild shocks, upon contact. Abnormal heat generation. Arcing, sparking, or smoking from the equipment.
In these circumstances, users must label the equipment, do not use, and should arrange for equipment repair either through the equipment manufacturer or through their department support as appropriate. Guarding.
Live parts of electric equipment operating at 50 volts or more must be guarded against accidental contact. Plexiglass shields may be used to protect against exposed live parts.
Grounding.
Only equipment with two-prong plugs should be used. The two-prong provides a path to ground for internal electrical short circuits, thereby protecting the user from a potential electrical shock.
Circuit protection devices.
Circuit protection devices are designed to automatically limit or shut off the flow of electricity in the event of a ground fault, overload, or short circuit in the wiring system. Fuses and circuit breakers prevent overheating of wires and components that might otherwise create fire hazards. They disconnect the circuit when it becomes overloaded. The ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, is designed to shut off electric power if a ground fault is detected, protecting the user from a potential electrical shock.
In some countries, the ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI, is named as Earth Leakage Circuit Breaker, ELCB. You need to be aware that this is the device that protects people if something goes wrong. If in your workplace or home this ground fault circuit interrupter doesn't exist, everyone is in danger. The sensitivity of the leakage breaker should be not more than 30 milliamperes. These protection device systems look like this. Motors.
Where volatile flammable materials are used, motor-driven electrical equipment should be equipped with non-sparking induction motors or air motors. Although some newer items of equipment have spark-free induction motors, the on-off switches and speed controls may be able to produce a spark when they are adjusted because they have exposed contacts. One solution is to remove any switches located on the device and insert a switch on the cord near the plug end.
Safe work practices.
The following practices may reduce the risk of injury or fire when working with electrical equipment. Keep away from the energized or loaded circuits. Sources of electricity and exposed circuits must be guarded. Disconnect the device from the source in the period of service or maintenance of the device. Disconnect the power source before servicing or repairing electrical equipment. Handling the equipment that is plugged in, if it is necessary, hands or contacting parts must be dry and wear non-conductive gloves and insulated soles shoes. If it is safe to work with only one hand, keep the other hand away from all conductive material. This step reduces accidents that result in current passing through the chest cavity. Utilization of electrical equipment in cold rooms must be minimized due to condensation issues. If it is imperative to use such areas, the equipment must be fixed on a wall or vertical panel. If the device interacts with water or other liquid chemicals, equipment must be shut off power at the main switch or circuit breaker and unplugged. If an individual comes in contact with live electricity, do not touch the equipment, source, cord, or individual. Disconnect the power source from the circuit breaker or pull out the plug using a leather belt.
We hope this video helps you to understand better the hazards and control measures in electrical installation. We will upload videos with more specific measures you can implement on your site. You can always find additional information in our website, www.hsebox.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Thank you. See you soon.